Everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adelyn, and today I'm going to be doing a super fun video talking about my brand new Ultrahuman ring. So if you guys enjoy this type of content, go ahead and click the like button and subscribe, but let's jump right in. So I was super excited when Ultrahuman reached out to me because I have been thinking about purchasing a health ring for quite some time now because my husband, he has an Oura ring, and so I had been thinking about it, and I had actually done some research on it because I had a friend who had an Oura ring and she ended up swapping it for an Ultrahuman ring. So I was like really torn, like I want to get one, but I'm not sure. So I was super excited when they wanted to gift me this ring so I could bring you all really good results, hopefully, and just get to walk you all through the process. So I just got this in the mail last week, the sizing kit. Everything came super fast, way faster than it was supposed to. So I got this sizing kit in the mail. I have very small fingers. My ring, like my engagement ring, is a size 4.25, and so I was a little nervous, like I hope that the smallest size would fit me. So I got this cool little ring sizing kit that came in, and I got the ring sizes, and the 5 is the smallest, and it did fit me. So I was like, okay, praise God, because my index finger, and it's going to be thicker than my engagement ring, fit perfectly. So this is what the ring sizing kit looked like, and I was super excited for this because I have been wanting one for a while, like I said, and my husband loves his Oura ring, and I had always wondered what it would be like to have one for myself as well, because it's not that health is a struggle, I would say, compared to some people, but my health has definitely been a journey. It's not the best. As a kid, I used to have some like heart issues, not really heart issues, but like, I don't even know how to describe it. I had some issues before. I have a lot of deficiencies, like iron deficiency, potassium deficiency. I have asthma, just some random health issues that pop up in my day-to-day life. And I've always wondered what it would be like to really dive into that. And so I was really excited because I have never been an Apple Watch girly, and because I felt like it was too bulky and it just didn't look cute. And so when Oura ring and I started hearing about Ultrahuman rings, I was so excited because they're really cute. And it was funny that they reached out to me because I'm like, I'm not a fitness girl, but I feel like it's perfect because it can go with any outfit and it can really improve your life over time. My husband has had such good impact from it. So I'm really excited because I've heard that the Ultrahuman ring is better than the Oura ring. So I eventually want to compare. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to start with a little unboxing, and then in a month, I'm going to come back. Today's April 30th. In a month, on May 30th, I'm going to come back and give you guys my 1 month comprehensive review. So this is just a little unboxing, and then I'm going to get into that, but I thought I'd share my little backstory first. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the box. This is the Ring Air, which I was really excited about. Like I said, I have really small fingers, and so I was like, I don't want anything crazy bulky or something that's going to look weird. So it comes in this nice box. If I could open it. Okay. So here's the box, here's the ring, super pretty. I love gold. As you can tell, I wear all gold jewelry, so I was really excited. And something that first caught my eye about Ultrahuman is that they don't charge for the gold an extra price. My husband got the silver on his Oura ring because he couldn't afford, well, not that we couldn't afford, we didn't want to pay an extra $100 for the gold. So he has a gold wedding ring and a silver Oura ring, and I was like, it's kind of a bummer because I feel like it doesn't matter the price. And so all their rings are the exact same price, which I love. So we have this one here, super excited about it. It fits perfectly and it looks so cute. You can see it already. I feel like it doesn't take away anything from your outfit. When I used to have an Apple Watch, I felt like it would just take away from the like style. And I feel like all this does is add to my style, and that it's gonna look super cute. When I come back in a month, I'll probably have more rings because I'm planning on getting some to make it kind of look cute and not just have one here and one here, but to have like some mixed rings in to really make it look super cute. So I'm super excited about it. So this is the ring. I need to set up the app on my phone. I don't have that yet. But when you open the box, it has a little thing here that's just talking about the science behind, you know, everything. And so it's right there. And then it says Hello Cyborg, which is funny. And I think this just has a user manual and like all the things you need to know. So getting started, how to charge. And then I have the little charger here. And then it has some stickers, which is cute. And then I believe this wire is to charge it. So here's the charger for it. I saw that you only have to charge it every 6 days, which is so cool. So here we go. We got the charger here. So I will plug that in. But yeah, this is my little unboxing. So I will come back in a month with a comprehensive review and everything, but I just wanted to show you guys what was in the box. So this is what it comes with. Super nice packaging, little padding here. Yeah, so it's super nice, and I am genuinely really excited. So stay tuned. For me, my results will be coming in about a month, but for you, it will be in just a second. So go ahead and just keep watching. Hi everyone, it is a month later. Today is May 30th, and I am back with my comprehensive review of my Ultrahuman ring. So I have loved it this last month, and I want to break it down and show you all the things and talk about it. I'm gonna have a little screen recording here of some of the features on the app and such. And I think I mentioned it in the beginning. I honestly can't remember, but my husband has an Oura ring and I have the Ultrahuman, and so I will be making some comparisons there too. If you're on the fence and you're like, I'm not sure which ring to get, hopefully that will help you. But overall, my impression has been great. I've loved it. It's been super helpful and insightful, and there are a lot of things I did not know until I started looking into it. And so I wanted to start with the activity tracking. The activity tracking is good. I don't work out consistently. I go on walks once or twice a week, but I unfortunately do not work out as consistently as I would like to. So I haven't felt like I've gotten like a ton into the activity section, but I do love tracking my walks. It's super cool. It shows you different zones, and it gives you a whole map of where you walked, and it's really cool. It gives you like your heart rate throughout the walk, and it's really cool too when I don't track like an activity, it will pick up on it, which is really nice. So it literally considers household chores a activity that it should measure. And so I was doing like a ton of cleaning, and then I come and look on the app and it says, would you like to track your 40 minutes of household cleaning, which is so cool that it says activity and I choose household cleaning, but sometimes it guesses too. It says like, oh, would you like to track a walk? Like it noticed that I was walking. And so I think that's really cool too, especially if you're into fitness and that's the main reason you're wanting it. I had a friend who's been asking me about it. She's trying to pick which one she wants, and she was saying that the Oura doesn't have all these activities. It literally has everything you could think of. I was laughing reading through it because there's like baby wearing and like some other one. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's super funny how many activities it literally has. It has the core training, the strength training. I've seen just so many different activities that you can track. So that's really important to note for that. The sleep tracking is the main thing I wanted it for. I can't remember what I said in the beginning, but my husband works a really rigorous schedule where he's up at 4 a.m. and just has had like a really hard time with sleep, and he just goes to bed late, wakes up really early. And I go to bed late and I don't wake up super early. I wake up around 6:45, but I feel like during the day we have the exact same amount of energy, and I've always wondered what that's about, because I'm like, I'm getting most of the time my 8 hours, but my sleep doesn't feel like efficient or like effective. When I wake up, I'm super tired, and I don't drink coffee, so I'm not drinking caffeine. So I'm just like forced to be tired. And so I've always wanted to really dig into that. And this part has been so interesting. I do not sleep as well as I thought. I really don't. I get some pretty bad sleep. Like even for him, he wakes up with like an 85 score and mine's like a 67 or whatever. And I'm like, that's crazy because I got more sleep than you. But I was realizing it has such great insight. I know the Oura Ring does not have the heart rate drop, but basically you want your heart rate to drop to its lowest as soon as possible, which means that you can rest well. And there were some days my heart wasn't dropping until 6 a.m., 5 a.m. Majority of the time it was 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., meaning that my body was up trying to do something instead of letting me rest. And so I took notice of that and I was like, how interesting, my heart rate is not dropping. It has 3 different modes. It says optimal, good, and needs attention. And when I first started wearing it, almost every category was needs attention. And I'm like, what is going on? And I know it does take 2 weeks to like fully calibrate you. But even still, a month later, I'm still having needs attention on so many areas of my sleep. And so I've been able to really dig into it. There was one night where I took the breath work option up, and I wanted to see what that would do. And so I did a breathing exercise that promotes sleep. There's a lot of different breathing exercises that you can do, which I really liked, but it basically just guides you through, and it like vibrates your phone so you can like feel it to know like, okay, I'm gonna breathe in and then I'm gonna breathe out. And that night that I did the breath work, my heart rate dropped at 2 a.m. So it actually did make a difference. It also gives you suggestions. So it says, not to eat at certain times. And so I was eating late night snacks quite frequently, like 9 p.m. And what was happening is my heart rate wasn't able to drop because I was eating these late night snacks, and my body is staying up all night trying to digest the snacks that I'm eating. So no more late night cereal, ice cream, random stuff like that, which isn't healthy anyways, for me. And it's helped a lot. So like last night I was hungry when I went to bed, but I think it's okay because the sleep is just so important. And I was able to wake up and make breakfast, but it helped my heart rate drop a lot earlier. So there's just been random insightful stuff like that. I'm still trying to figure out a lot of the different things and reasons why, but it's really helpful to have all the data, and then I can just look at it and realize what I'm doing and make adjustments like that. I feel like it depends on the person. I'm a data girly for work. I'm always like in Excel sheets, and reports and stuff like that. And so I enjoy looking at all the data and stuff. But if you're not super into data and you have a hard time reading it, there was once I actually plugged it into ChatGPT, and I was like, hey, I have the Ultrahuman ring. This is what I'm having. Like, why might I be having these symptoms? And it was able to break it down a little bit more for me. But if you are, maybe not so into data, this might not be the best fit for you, because I feel like the Ultrahuman ring and Oura rings and all these fitness rings all deal with data. So you have to be kind of into that. But I was also on the sleep thing. I was realizing I'm not getting deep sleep. I was getting 20 minutes of deep sleep, and I was up all night. I do have to preface, there was one night where I had a horrible week of sleep. And I don't usually get insomnia. I usually sleep through the night. The only times I have insomnia are on my work trips, and I notice it because I get so high stress that when I get on the trip, I can't sleep. And I'm in a room full of people. But other than that, I sleep usually throughout the night. I don't wake up to go to the bathroom. I don't wake up to get water. Like, I just sleep through the night. But there was one week where my sleep score was so bad. And I think I gave myself some anxiety with the ring. So I wanted to preface this situation of what not to do if you're me, and you're trying to find better sleep rhythms. So I wanted to improve my score, but what it ended up doing was I started getting so anxious about that fact I wasn't falling asleep quick enough in the time that it gave me, because it gives you a time. It says, fall asleep in this time bracket. This will be ideal. And it kept getting later and later and later. And I kept getting anxiety, like I'm not falling asleep in the time that it wants me to fall asleep. And then I ended up having a sleep score of like 40 or something when it should be 100. At one point it was like 23. I was able to take a nap and it like boosted it back up. But yeah, so bad. I gave myself insane insomnia because of my anxiety of not being able to fall asleep. So don't take it overly serious. Just use it as suggestions and make small improvements. Don't freak yourself out and be like, I'm not going to sleep, because that's what I did. And it literally ruined my day because I couldn't function because I was going off of like 4 hours of sleep, which was awful. So I don't recommend that. But it does have a recovery score, which is really cool. And it will show you, with your movement and with your sleep, here's your recovery. It doesn't have a readiness score like Oura does, but it does have your recovery, which is really cool. And the heart rate monitor is great. I feel like it really helps. I literally had the worst period cramps of my life like last week, and it showed that my BPM was 150. When I was literally laying in bed just like dying from period cramps, it was like 150. And it's just so insightful that, it's showing you your physical, what's going on inside, stress on your app. So that's really cool. And then I wanted to get into, I feel like Ultrahuman's biggest selling point. I've had so many people ask me about it over the last couple weeks because they saw I got one. And my biggest selling point for Ultrahuman over Oura, if you're like, which one should I get? I feel like I'll get into like the specific things that it has that Oura doesn't have, but I feel like is the no subscription. I don't know about you guys, but I am not just a endless rich person with endless amounts of money. And so I love the idea of saving money. My husband has the Oura ring and we are paying $6.99 a month on top of the $400 we spent on the ring. For this, you spend the $350 or $399 or whatever it was, and you just go from there. And that's it. You just paid that one time. And I feel like that is just such a way better investment than trying to pay every single month. And I just feel like that makes me annoyed that, they have that subscription. I do get it. There are features that Ultrahuman doesn't have, but at the end of the day, when you put them side by side, for the fact that I'm not paying $6.99 a month, I feel like this is just such a better deal. Another thing is I'm a gold girly and I love my gold jewelry, and the Oura ring was charging you like $100 more to get the gold. And so I was like, yes, I definitely want Ultrahuman and to support their company because it's all the same price for all the colors. And I feel like that's just so cool that you're not paying more for a different color. They only offer silver and black, I think, for the cheaper price. And my husband wears a gold ring for his wedding ring and he has a silver Oura ring because they charge you more. So not to bash on them, I just don't understand it and why they charge more for different colors. But yeah, I feel like that's a huge pro. So another thing is the app experience. I feel like it's been pretty good. It has some customization to it. So I added smart alarms. I've added a couple things. I added the cycle tracking, which is really cool. I did want to hit on natural cycles for just a second because natural cycles, I kept getting the ad for it on Instagram all the time before I had my ring. And I was like, this looks so cool. And I have a friend who bought an Oura ring and she bought natural cycles. And it's an additional thing that hooks up to your Oura ring. And she was like, this is kind of pointless because this is really only necessary if you are sexually active, if you're married, it's not important for people who are unmarried and not trying to have a baby, which is me. I'm not trying to have a baby. So it's not really important to buy that subscription. And so it's an unnecessary add-on for most people. I love the Ultrahuman tracking that it gives me. It's very simple, very basic. It's not something you're paying for on top of anything. It's very nice. It literally just tells you which day of your cycle you're in and which symptoms you might be experiencing, and when it's coming up and what phase you're in. And I've been learning about all that stuff. So I feel like it does a great job with that. But overall, the app is great. It has a lot of cool things on there that you can add or take away, which is really nice. The overall pros and cons, I'm going to end there. I feel like the pros are the no subscription and all colors at the same price. Another thing it has that the Oura ring and other ring-con and stuff they don't have is the caffeine windows, which, like I said, I don't drink coffee. I do drink matcha here and there, but it's really cool. It shows you when you can take caffeine and when you can't. So based off of what time you went to bed and what time you should go to bed that night. So today it will be like, your caffeine window is coming to a close, basically telling me I shouldn't take caffeine anymore, which is really cool, just to help you get the best sleep possible. Another thing I really like is sleep debt, which is really cool. So it basically tells you how much sleep you need to catch up on from the night before. So that night when I gave myself anxiety, I needed 4 hours of sleep. I was in 4 hours of sleep debt, but sometimes I get more than enough. I get more than 8 hours and it will put me in like the negatives. Like I don't have any sleep debt. I'm doing great. But it will tell you like plus 50, like you need 50 more minutes of sleep to just function well for your day, which I think is really cool. And now the cons real quick. The battery life is not as great as I feel like it's advertised. It does not last me the time that it says it should. So basically what I do is when I hop in the shower, I just charge it because I feel like it's better than, putting it off to the side. But there have been days where it's just gotten so low, I've had to charge it for hours, not been able to wear it. I've heard a lot of people complain about the battery life, but for the no subscription, I'll take having to charge it a little more. So the battery life is not as advertised. There's no readiness score, which is, what it is. I don't really think it's like super important. I feel like that could also give you anxiety of, oh, I'm not ready for my day. Now what? So I feel like the sleep debt and the circadian rhythm option that it gives you, which are pros, can really help you understand, what you need to do without overwhelming you with you're not ready for your day, So, and then one more thing I wanted to add was I don't know how accurate the step count is. Damien and I, my husband, we went on a road trip and I was in the car for about 3.5 hours. I got out to go to the bathroom once and it said I had like hundreds of steps, and I'm like, I've been literally sitting in the car, and it tells you what time. There was an hour, I think it was from 4 to 5 p.m. I never got out of the car. I was in the car the whole time, and it said I had 127 steps, and I was like, okay, it's not like it's off by thousands, but I did not move. I've been sitting here, so I don't know if it thinks, my hand right now when it's moving, if that's calculating steps on accident, but they're constantly coming out with updates, and they're constantly troubleshooting things. So I feel like because this is a newer technology for all the rings, they're constantly going to get better and better. But lastly, one of my biggest pros, going back to the pros, sorry, this is all over the place. One of my biggest pros is how light my ring is. I was so worried about getting a ring because my husband's Oura ring is a little heavy, and I was like, I only wear my wedding ring. I don't usually wear a lot of rings. So I don't know how it's gonna go. This ring is so light. It's literally called the Ring Air for a reason because it's so light and effortless and just slides on and off, super easy. Sometimes I have to use lotion to get it on because you want it to fit snugly. When it's hot and your hand swells, or when you first wake up in the morning and your hand swells, sometimes I need lotion to get it off. But other than that, it's been great. So that is my comprehensive review. If you guys have any questions at all, please drop them down below and I will try to answer them. Like I said, it's only been 1 month, so I'm sure there's so much more to learn about my ring, but overall I love it. I feel like it's helped me just not have to wear an Apple Watch and not have a chunky piece of, something here. It's cute. It goes with so many of my outfits. I've gotten compliments on it, and I feel like it honestly elevates. That's my biggest thing with the Apple Watch and stuff is I just can't, because I feel like it's just cringy to me personally. I don't feel like I would want something like that in my, style. I'm not trying to add a huge watch on. And so I feel like this ring is a perfect way to have a distraction-free, experience to track your health without having, the texting option and all that stuff. It's just simple, and I love that. So if you guys would like to purchase an Ultrahuman ring, my code is adelyn10, and you can purchase that down below and get $35 off of your ring, which is awesome. So go ahead and use my code, and I would love to continue this conversation with you guys. If you have any questions after you purchase it, leave them down below, or my Instagram DMs are always open. Also for prayer requests, if you ever need prayer for anything, I would love to pray for you. So my DMs are always open. My Instagram name is adelyn.beltran. You can find me there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I look forward to hearing all of your stories and thoughts on your rings. So I will see you guys in my next video. Have a super blessed day. Bye.